Oh, yep. And we are live. Hit it up.
Are we really live?
Yes, we're live. So hit it.
Great. Okay. Look, everybody, thank you for watching Bizarre channel and Facebook page. Intimacy is a very broad term with a vast range of meanings. Actually, we are going to pick only one meaning, which is sexuality. Before we start, I want to tell you two things. Number one, this episode will be broadcasting in English. Number two, this episode contains adultery, so please keep your children away. And let's start. I have the pleasure to introduce my YouTube challenge friend, Greg Dudzinski from the Detroit Love Guru. Would you continue?
Nice. And it's nice. Yeah, I appreciate this. And I know, we talked last week or so trying to set up, the interview and trying to set up, what we're going to talk about. And I love it with you being in Egypt, you being Muslim, and a lot of people in the Metro Detroit area, Michigan, here in the U.S., it is a huge, it's the largest Middle Eastern population, Muslim population outside the Middle East, that it's here right in my back door. And I love it. We're going to talk about different, maybe cultural beliefs about, sexuality, maybe is it right? Do's and don'ts or practices. And I'd love to ask you about the gender differences, the beliefs about men and women. And do you feel like we're talking before we went live that we, talk about, has it evolved over years? And I loved your perspective. I've never been to Egypt. I want to go to Egypt big time and look at, has sexuality evolved for both, not only men, but also for women as well? And what your beliefs, what your take is on it, and what the big differences are with, say, the Eastern culture, Middle Eastern culture versus West when it comes to sex. What do you find as important?
No, actually, now, thanks to the media and thanks to the government for not hiding or blocking any sexual educational website. And by the way, Google is now showing adultery in its search results. The culture, the people are getting more aware about sexuality. They get knowledge about know-how, but actually when applying this, for example, having the term of sex toy at home, it's really freaking out, because I know two cases. One of them, she asked for the divorce immediately when in her wedding night, and she finished the wedding. She went to the room, and unfortunately, the husband was a little bit, let's say, westernized. So he picked up a toy and he started to tease her, and she screamed and asked for divorce.
Where I would advise, that gentleman, that man, to, maybe talk to her first. And it could have shocked her. And she filed for divorce because of that, huh?
But actually, in Egypt also there is different culture, and which they demand this thing. Some wives, they ask their husbands to please bring a vibrator, and let's have more pleasure. Before the only thing that was available, it was called the Spanish butterfly. Did you hear about it?
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's a chewing gum for women.
It is they used to call it the Spanish fly, and it's the same thing. It's almost like a medicine to make women
droplets.
Yeah, to make women horny. And it's funny you brought that up, Ehab. I haven't heard of the Spanish fly being mentioned over here in forever. And I was told, it was derived from Mexican culture.
No, actually, we use it. We use it in the school time. We used to
Really?
use it as a prank.
Oh,
we put it,
as a
we put
prank.
it in, we put it in the soft drink of the girls and that stuff, and then we take the bus and go home. No problem.
What what are that's funny. What do you find is the biggest, maybe the hardest issue with men and women with sexuality in the Muslim culture in the Middle East?
Being open-minded is very, 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 very important. For example, I've witnessed many cases. By the way, I have I'm a certified life coach. So that's why I hear a lot of cases about this. And for example, during the intercourse, it's very fine if she scratches. It's very fine if she bites. It's very fine if she screams. But actually, at one time he says, "How did you learn this? Why are you doing this? You practiced it before." Yeah.
Oh,
So and then starts the disagreement
instead
or
of
the
it being
litigation.
a natural response, like a reflex.
Yeah, no, actually, it's not appreciated this
Oh,
much.
that's
Not all
sad.
the Egyptian culture, not all the Egyptian culture, because some people are very cultured, and some people just know he knows that he's very lucky because she's doing this.
Uh and I hear that a lot, and I do work with quite a few Muslim couples here. They might be a little westernized, but everybody assumes everybody is the same. All Middle Eastern, all Muslim cultures, everybody's the same. They're not. They're different. They have different beliefs, different values. They might practice, say, oral sex or stuff over here, but they might not have vaginal sex until marriage. It's what they believe and what they follow as a couple. And most men want their woman to be pleased over here, right? We talked about, orgasm and women, I'm all about women being pleased sexually. Woohoo, big time. And hell yeah. I'm like, yeah. But looking at, and do men look at in Egypt, in the Middle East, do they care about women being pleased sexually?
Yeah, actually, I mean, they just feel they are pleased. Women should not demand. In the Eastern culture, okay, there is a feminism. Actually, there is a feminism movement, and it's getting very strong. No problem. But it's, for example, I mean, the wife shouldn't. I mean, is not allowed to tell her husband, "You have to be better. You have to allow me like this." Why don't you? Why don't not all the culture? Because some people are
Right.
open-minded,
Sure.
but he just thinks that as long as he's erected and his penis is long and he takes like 12 minutes before ejaculation, it's very fine. But actually, as I told you before the call, that
Yeah.
many of women I know, they know what's orgasm, but they did not experience it.
Oh,
And many women don't know and did not experience what is G spot and what happened. Maybe they felt the butterflies, but
right.
they don't know. They don't know what's the term itself.
That's sad. And that's what I'm all about educating. Okay. I'm all about educating everybody, different religions, different cultural aspects, the emotional aspects of sex as well.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's what I look at. And a lot of times, like you said, it's awesome that the Egyptian government is not, the Western culture, they tend to look at everything maybe that is different, it's wrong. No, or maybe the Eastern culture too, that the Western culture is wrong. What if it's just different? And I want to educate women to be able to, I want them to orgasm. I want them to have that pleasure. And what would happen in Egypt if the woman says, "Oh, touch me like this," or "I want you to do this"? Is that about the male ego? or what is that viewed as?
It's a social background. The social background. Some people, when she asked him like this, he feels happy because she knows what she wants. So it's good. It's perfect. So he can fulfill her needs.
Yeah.
But if she dares to say it, that's why they have to speak up. The couple speak up about this issue, which is really important. They have to educate each other about each other. They have to
Yes.
tell everybody, look, all our body is full of hotspots.
Okay.
So
Where's your hot spot? No, I'm teasing. No.
I'm sorry, there was a problem in the connection.
Oh, I said, where's your hot spot? No, I was
No, don't
teasing.
say.
No, I know. I was teasing.
Here.
I was, yeah, I know. I was teasing, and I know, with the, where you're at in the cultural
No,
aspect.
actually, anatomy, in the terms of anatomy,
Yes,
there can be some parts of the human body that cause arousal, and can be common between the men and women.
I
Uh,
agree. Very much so.
yeah, so don't worry. For example, there is I don't know the education, the sexual education here in Egypt. The most two famous ladies, lady called Heba Ob and another lady called Amal Mahmoud.
Okay.
Amal Mahmoud said, if he touches your buttock, then he's a gay. Can you imagine?
Really?
Yeah.
That
So
is.
can you imagine? Can you imagine? I attacked her and said, you shouldn't say this. How did you know?
That's
How
not
did you know?
true.
Oh my God! How did
But
you know?
now, and I know it's very difficult to go against any cultural beliefs. Any cultural
This is not
following.
cultural beliefs. Once she talks about sexuality, she says that she's sexual relationship expert. Then she should have a reference, not talking by herself. Who said, give me any reference that says that if the man is attracted to the woman's buttock, I don't mean anal sex. I
Right.
just mean like smacking, like seeing, like touching, like
Sucking
this.
dick, grabbing her booty with daddy. Yeah. I know you like that. And it and it's sad that there's a lot of information that's not true, that's biased, that's judgmental. It's not researched. It's not, me, with my education, college education, and I went to graduate school for what I do. And with relationships and sexual, relations as well. And looking at, how hard is it for you to try to progress and teach others about sexuality in Egypt, in
If
your
they
culture?
if they allow me, if they allow me, this is the problem. This is the point. Some friends just come to me confidentially and
Yes,
say, "Yeah, I just feel afraid
yes.
to ejaculate before she reaches the orgasm. What shall I do?" Some people do like this, and actually, we have to refer to ancient wisdom. We have to refer to, do you know the Kama Sutra?
I never heard of it. No, I'm lying. Yes, I'm teasing. The Kama Sutra, tantric, it's all interwoven. Yes.
I have it on my iPad. I have two copies, the old copy and the new. It's actually it's live. There is nudity in the
Are
ebook,
you
so
now,
I'm not allowed to open it.
right? I know you're not allowed to open it, but can you show? Are you allowed to show the cover of it for your
Yeah,
viewers?
yeah, one moment.
Yeah. Okay. And Ehab will be right back with the cover of the Egyptian or Middle Eastern cover of the Kama Sutra. And again, I want to us in America, Canada, even Mexico, everybody looks at, and that's what I want to educate the people that the differences are they're diverse, and it's not necessarily right or wrong. When somebody tries to believe something, I'm all about trying to look at why people believe it. And oh, there we go.
It's just a part because I can't show the rest. The rest, let me
No,
show
I
you the.
know. Yeah, I know. And I don't want you, I don't
It's
want,
old. It's old. It's called Kama Sutra photo book.
oh, Kama Sutra photo book. Nice. There we go. Now we can see it. Oh yeah, just very similar to the Kama Sutra over here. In the exercise, and I did a episode a while ago on tantric sex.
This is the cover.
Oh, Ann Hooper's. Yep, I've heard. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. It's a good
So
book.
this is
It's
good.
a good
You know
book.
what? You know what? If you take this as a reference, believe me, you will take every night a different sexual position.
But what happens? You can have now everybody might not like every sexual position. Do you know that?
At least you have a variety.
You can try. And that's what I want to know what is Egyptian maybe philosophy or culture about sex and the soulfulness of sex, not just the physical pleasure.
I'm sorry, there was a problem in the connection. Can you repeat the
Yeah,
question?
I'm sorry. What do you promote the emotional connection along with sex? Or is
Of
it
course,
just physical?
it's all about spirituality. It's spiritual, something spiritual. By the way,
I love it.
it's something sacred. It's something holy. It's mentioned in the Holy Quran, in our holy book. That يعني it says, for example, just a little part example about it. نساؤكم حرث لكم فأتوا حرثكم أن شئتم وقدموا لأنفسكم. Let me explain what does it mean.
Please, I was gonna say I don't speak
Your woman, your
Arabic.
woman is your belongs to you. It's your harvest. Okay? So take her however you want to take her. But قدموا لأنفسكم, make sure that you will need her for the next time. So be gentle.
Be gentle, be respectful, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
So
No, that
no.
that is awesome. Now, what efforts do you do in Egypt and stuff? And I know it's not easy to educate other people. Like you said, they come to you in private and confidentiality. What do you do to try to promote not only with men, but do you try to also promote sexual freedom, sexual pleasure with women, or is that taboo?
No. Actually, I have a friend. I have a friend, and she's one of my closest friends, and she we share our experience. And by the way, she's very good in selling sex toys.
Oh,
So
she's good at selling sex toys?
yeah. Just when she occasionally travels. So
Yeah.
and also I have many friends actually. I have a friend. I'm sorry, I don't know the scientific term. Um, uh, when the woman gets pregnant, she goes to the doctor. What's the name of this doctor?
Oh, OBYGN.
Okay, not only when she's pregnant, any feminine
Gynecolo
related.
a guy usually a gynecologist. That's the other
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So some gynecologist.
Yes.
She calls me and she tells me about many things, and I just tell her how to do it. For example, a woman was crying to her, and she says, "Whatever the object he finds, he just stick it in my vagina." A spoon.
Oh,
Sometimes he put a spoon, a cucumber, remote control.
oh my god.
Yeah. So. I told her that this is ignorance, and please just tell me what's his budget, and I will give him something that will please him very much. So it's all about this.
That's so disrespectful, and so is that about the man, or is it actually about, what effect does that have on the wife, the woman, you know? It's sad.
I'm sorry, there is a problem in the connection.
Oh, okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I'm saying it's sad that, is he doing it just for him, for his pleasure, or is he doing it to control the woman, or he actually believes that that is to pleasure the woman?
It's a matter of ignorance. I'm sure
I
he's not
agree.
pleased, and I'm sure that both of them are not pleased.
Uh,
It's a matter of ignorance. We can just replace this useless object, which is like a spoon or a cucumber or something like this, by a useful object which is can be a vibrator or a dildo or something like this.
yes,
So
I agree.
no, they need education. They need education, and we need supplies because okay, believe me, when a woman goes to the airport, for example, and passes through the customs,
Oh.
and they search her bag and they find something like this, it will be a scandal.
What would the government?
However, it's totally legal. It's totally legal,
Okay,
but it will be a scandal.
I understand it because it's legal doesn't make it right in a lot of people's eyes in
Yeah,
Egypt or in the
and
Middle Eastern.
and you're not, and I'm not sure, and she's not sure about the other side, the one who's the officer who's searching her bag and that stuff. He can be like close-minded, and he doesn't allow her, or he take it away and he says you won't take it, or he asks her to bring the receipt or the invoice in order to pay customs on it or
Right.
taxes.
And that it's sad. And how do you educate people that do not want to be educated?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yes. How do you educate others who do not want to be educated?
Actually, I was thinking about it. I always think about rehabilitation, not only from the sexual part,
Yes.
from the sexual, the social, the religious part, because some people interpret religions in a wrong way, in a violent way, in extremism, um, in extremism. Sorry. So uh, regarding the sexual, first of all, it has to be one-on-one. It cannot be a group session, and it has to be very confidential and nobody knows about it,
I know.
and it would better be a long distance. um, and all I say that they can refer to books. Okay, they are not you're not open to the
Right.
new technology, new innovations regarding this issue. Read. Okay, here is another book in Arabic. It's called رجوع الشيخ إلى صبا, the rejuvenation of the elder.
The Venetian of the
Uh,
Elder?
Sorry?
Is that basically how it's translated? The Venetian of the Elder?
The juvenation.
Rejuvenation of the Elder. Oh,
Rejuvenation.
okay, great.
Rejuvenation.
Thank you.
It talks about how to tease her, how to brush her hair, how to prepare the breakfast, how to have foreplay, how to have the orgasm, how to have the intercourse, how
Right.
how to have the nutrition, the proper nutrition for both. How by nutrition, if you desire her that much, and she's
Yes.
about to have the menstrual, the periods,
Yes.
you can by nutrition you can delay it a little bit.
I love it.
uh,
Now, is that book widely available in Egypt in the Middle East, or it's taboo?
no, I bought it used in an auction.
Okay.
It's used in an auction.
And I'm surprised that
But
that would be allowed.
YouTube contains video clips for somebody reading the book
Yes.
and explaining a little bit.
Okay.
Can
Now,
you hear me?
yep, now I can. Yes. It went out a little bit, but no, I can hear you. What is the, you know, Egyptian and Muslim aspect on oral sex?
For married couples or unmarried couples?
For both.
No, unmarried couples it's forbidden.
It's forbidden for unmarried couples.
Yeah. Because some cultures they talk about, it's just a matter of virginity. We can have anal sex and that stuff. No, it's all forbidden.
Forbidden?
Religious wise.
Yes.
But for those who apply it.
Now, is there quite a few people that go against the religious beliefs, or are they afraid that they would get harmed?
No, nobody's afraid. But there is as I told you, there is a huge culture difference from
Yes.
the beginning. That the man, he doesn't even look closely to his wife until they get married. To the extent that the other side, once they agree to have a relationship, they stay in the same home, which is new in our culture. But
Yes.
actually, it happens.
Now, is that frowned upon, or do they get a lot of conflict from their family if they were
Regard,
to do that?
regarding what, having girlfriend at home?
Yes.
No, those who do this, they're supposed to have their separate house. They shouldn't stay with their parents.
Right. That's what but is that if they do have a separate house and they're not married, is that frowned upon?
Look, criminal wise, it is
It's a
not
cri-
allowed.
it's a crime.
Yeah, or if the police is sure that they are in the process of intercourse, and
Yes.
they are sure that when they break the door, they find them in that position, they
Okay.
are allowed. But if they don't find them in this position, they are stuck in trouble. So I mean the police. So
Yes.
um, I mean, as long as you're not making troubles, you can have her at your house.
Right.
And that's it. It's a matter of culture and openness to accept. Okay, let's skip this part and talk about for the married couples. Why don't they
Please.
have enough education? It's
They
it's it's not just a matter of a breast and a vagina and that stuff. She's not a toy. She's not a toy. And by the way, he's also a human.
Yes.
He's
Absolutely.
also a human. Both are humans.
Thank you. You're a very
Okay,
wise man. And men have feelings too. Men have
exactly.
emotions. Men feel. They feel it's over here too. And it's the same. And I've met, numerous Muslim aspects, Egyptian, Lebanese, a bunch of different aspects over here that the men feels like they feel bad if they can't please their wives. They feel bad if their lady is not, or if their lady does not enjoy them or is not excited by them. They
They
feel
have to be
bad.
honest. They have to be
Yeah,
honest to each other to and open up, and accept criticism. Accept criticism. They have to
yeah.
accept criticism. It's why she wants you to be a better man. She wants you to be a better man. Why don't you listen to her? And vice versa.
I would love that. How do you promote that in your culture?
No, I don't promote it.
I know.
Because actually, officially, there is nothing called sexual relationship counselor in Egypt. However, some go in the media and that stuff, and they show up. Thank you so much for your care about this issue, but please have a reference. Tell me your reference. They're telling wrong. As I told you, if he's watching your buttock and he wants to
Right.
touch it and stuff, then take care. He's a gay and he.
And and I agree. And a lot of people need to. There's even over here in America, in the Western culture, there's a lot of people out there that call themselves coaches. They call themselves experts and they have no training. And they're giving out a lot of information that is unethical. It's like it's wrong. Like your experience with that woman saying, teaching that if the guy looks at her butt, that he's gay, that he's homosexual. That is not,
This is crazy.
it
This is
is.
ignorant. This is ignorant. Another thing I want to talk about another two issues. For those who are let's not say radicalist, for those who are conservative Muslims
Yes.
who wear that the hijab and
The
the
hijab.
abaya,
Oh
they
yeah,
are totally
absolutely.
covered.
Yes.
Please, you have to make some people um, register their marriage in order to know each other much more.
Physically and sexually. Yeah.
Before they live in the same house. So for those who are for the conservative class, Muslim class, please make عقد قران, marriage contract, and have some time together alone to get to know each other. It is a crime. It is unfair to start a relationship. I'm not telling you to do something forbidden as per our religion. No, just
Right.
get married officially under the sun, and then go ahead and discover each other, and then decide if you would like to continue or not. But just just without any introductions, and then you find yourself like this. It's a matter of luck. It's a matter.
I get that, and it's one of those things that we talk about, that sex should be just like breathing air, just like eating. It's natural, right?
It's a body needs. It's
It's
human
about
need.
it's about needs. It's about, like you said, and I love it. I love your perspective. It's about educating. It's about, learning yourself, learning your partner, and trying to teach each other. That's what I promote, over here, big time. And it should be the same my belief, it should be the same in any culture, especially between, a married couple. Absolutely.
No, actually, I would suggest you, if you come to Egypt, and you can book a space in any rehabilitation center, and they publish on the media that there is a sexologist
Yes.
available in this place, and you educate. It can be in a theater setup or one-on-one. But at
Yes.
least just educate people, and you assign everybody to educate others.
I would love that. Would I
Yeah,
would I
yeah.
would I get in trouble and get thrown in prison over there, or no?
No. I told you, there are women are talking about sex. And by the way, there is a very hot topic right now in Egypt. I've seen it on YouTube.
What is it?
They are talking about, okay, in Muslim culture, we are allowed to marry up to 4 women.
Why can a woman marry 4 guys?
No. So the hot topic is it allowed? Okay, nobody can marry 4 women, but by occasion, some men can marry 2 women. Is it allowed to have threesome? Some
If
sheikh means the priest, the Muslim
Yes.
priest.
Yes.
He said yes, of course it's allowed. Some sheikhs. I asked sheikhs about it.
Yes.
She said, of course, it's not allowed because they will see each other organs.
Oh.
The 2 women will see each other organs, which is
What?
not allowed in Islam.
Oh.
So okay, I said, okay, if the 3 of us are covered,
Yes.
what do you think? He didn't reply, but actually I found it on Facebook, on YouTube. He asked the sheikh, and he said it's allowed. And actually, he received a phone call from a man who was married to 4 women,
Wow.
and he
I
told him,
think
he told him,
one woman, one wife is more than enough. No,
yeah,
I'm
no,
teasing.
actually, he tried only with two of his wives.
Yes.
They stayed together, and then the presenter asked him, "What about the result?" He said, "Unsatisfactory at all." He told me what happened. He told the man told him, "Actually, I have a wife which is more horny than the other."
Yes.
So the cold woman, when she saw the other woman this hyperactive. The other one got depression,
Oh,
and yeah, and she had big time facing difficulty. That's what he said on the TV.
because she feels she's different, therefore
Insufficient.
she's not
Insufficient.
good. She's not good enough, and it affected her self-esteem and her self-worth,
Exactly.
and it created a
Exactly.
depression. I understand that, and yeah, it's sad. I understand that, and that's where I want. Is there a lot of help for these elements, for these issues in Egypt, or not yet?
No, actually, it's something new. It's threesome is not. We all know that threesome is
Right.
something extraordinary. It's not normal.
Right. No, I'm talking about, is there a lot of help for mental health and depression and sexual challenges in Egypt? Or is it still sort of taboo?
Pardon me. Would you repeat the question?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is there a lot of resources and a lot of help in Egypt for like depression, for mental health issues, and for sexual challenges? Is there a lot of
Yeah, it's all by medication. Yeah, and actually they don't even have to refer to medication. They can use. Okay, I told you this book is full of herbs, and
right?
I tried
Like
it.
couch
I was married, by the way, and I tried the herbs, the blends here, the herbal blends here, and it's very useful and it's very more than enough for me to be more than normal. So more than average, I mean.
which is great. But is there, let me ask you, are there, is like counseling, like I am a counselor, I don't prescribe medications, I'm not a doctor, but is there a lot of resources for people to reach out to talk to people with depression, anxiety, or, sexual depression or sexual anxiety? Are there a lot of resources in Egypt for people to
Psych-
utilize?
Psychiatrists and psychotherapists.
Yes, that's what I'm a
No,
psychotherapist.
no, it's very common. It's very common in Egypt.
Oh, okay, good.
Egypt is full of psychotherapists and
Oh, good.
psychiatrists.
Good. Okay, good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and also I hope my voice is being heard about among the Eastern culture. Please, okay, if you don't have to talk to each other, if you're shy to bring a book or bring something for pleasure that you're not sure it will please her or not, or vice versa, it will please him or not, refer to psychiatrists and don't stay together, don't sit together, you and your
Okay.
wife or you and your husband, one on one, the husband with the psychiatrist and then he leaves, and then the wife with the psychiatrist, and then she leaves, and then the psychiatrist she is supposed to communicate each party, each part of them, each one of them, how to please the other or how to handle the other. It's not a matter of sexuality. Let's be clear. Marriage is not just a matter of sexuality. It's a matter
No,
of
no, not at all.
financial. It's a matter of character. It's a matter of education. It's a matter of values. It's a matter of morals. Matter of ethics.
Like you said about, spirituality, it's about soulfulness.
Spirituality.
It's
Yeah.
about and I love that. And I promote that too, that it's not just sex, it's everything rolled in, the emotional components, the psychological, the trust, it's the integrity for both people. I love it. What is what would you like to see happen in the Egyptian culture? What would you like to see change?
Actually, there is another thing I would love, which is very common between men, and I think between women also. What happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom. My voice is clear, or
Yes, I heard you. I could you elaborate on that?
okay? You should not complain to your friends that she screams from pain and she doesn't want me to do like this and she doesn't allow me to do like this. Actually, she gets exhausted very quickly, or vice versa. Someone was telling his male friends that my wife is too horny and I cannot handle her and she wants like 3 times a day and that stuff. You shouldn't do like this. Shouldn't say like this. Let me
Can
tell
she
you. Let,
can she come to Detroit, Michigan? You have to.
I will deliver her. Another thing, actually, there is something which is very sarcastic. Somebody asked his friend, "Would you marry Britney Spears?" He said, "Of course not. I want my wife."
Aw,
He told him, "Are you serious? She's Britney Spears." He said, "Of course not. I want my wife."
yes.
He kept telling him like 5 times, "It's Britney Spears." He said, "No, I want my wife." He told him, Why your wife?" He said, "Because she understands that the shit that I'm doing is called sex."
Right. She knows. Yes, she knows. I don't have to, go over and be accepted again. So would you like people to be more open and talking about sex in the Eastern Egyptian culture? Would you like them? And
One,
I'm not talking being, sharing very private information between a husband and wife or man and woman, but to get ideas, to educate each other, or to talk about fears. Would you like to see
no,
that happen?
I think they have to. We must have references for sexuality or adultery, and they exchange books and they read enough.
Yes.
At least they can find websites and links, but they must be trusted.
Thank you.
Uh, I'm talking this way. I'm telling you this because most of uh, most of couples they feel shy if they talk to each other.
Yeah. Yes.
But I don't know. That's why يعني, marrying a divorced woman or a woman when she marries a divorced man, uh, and when they both are divorced,
Yes.
uh, they become very mature in the second relationship. They become very understanding. Why don't they be like this in the first relationship, in the as we call it, in the virgin relationship?
I
But
would.
actually,
You know what? Yeah, I would love that. And I promote that with couples. And I think a lot of it has to do with immaturity. It has to do, it's almost like, say, a woman might be very shy with her body. And then once she has a baby, I'm not shy, because everything's seen now. And I look at it, I call it, it's emotional and sexual maturity to be safe, not being judged, to be able to ask questions, to go after it. So I think a lot of it, my belief is it has to do with sexual and emotional maturity and experiences. We gain experiences that we give ourselves permission to say, it's okay to talk about this. It's okay for me to want this. It's okay for me to say, I don't want this. And I think that has to come with age, experiences, and I promote that.
actually, it came to my mind an idea. We can
Uh-oh.
have an episode regarding sexual wise. I'm not about medical wise. Sexual wise, how the woman, the pregnant woman, can handle the relationship, and how a man can handle the relationship with his pregnant wife. And
Yeah.
it can be under the title of "Stuff Mom Never Told You."
Oh, I love it. Yeah, they say this over here, stuff your mother never told you, stuff your parents never told you. I would love it. And there's a lot of women, a lot of women might get morning sickness. They get sick when they first become pregnant, or they have complications from pregnancy. But there's a lot of women in the Western culture when they become pregnant and they're not sick, or the morning sickness and throwing up and vomiting. There's a lot of women get pregnant. They get hornier.
This is common in Egypt, by the way.
In
But
Egypt too?
nobody will tell you about it. Trust me,
Ah,
nobody will say I will talk about this issue. But believe me, as per my personal experience
yes.
with many friends, when we talk frankly, she says, at this time of pregnancy, I want more mating.
Yes.
But actually, the other side he doesn't perceive, and I don't know. I don't know why. Till then, I didn't. I don't have children, so I didn't experience getting marrying a pregnant wife or having a pregnant wife. But why, when the wife gets pregnant, the in my culture, the man just gets away and escapes. He just
Ah, and the woman might feel alone, abandoned, not cared about, right?
That's why it's very common to have pregnancy depression.
I agree.
Pregnancy depression is very common in Egypt, by the way.
Ah,
Yeah,
because she's
and
left alone. That's
and post
sad.
delivery and post delivery depression also.
Yeah, over here we call it, yeah, postpartum depression, post delivery depression. It's the same thing. It's common over here a lot, but there might be like hormonal balances that go along with it. And I could get into the biological anatomy and anatomical aspect with the hormone pregnancies, estrogen levels in women that could create that. But it's sad if if the husband or the man abandons the woman, and that's almost, in this culture, it's frowned upon.
Please double check your mic. I think that you have something not in the connection in the mic.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me okay, or?
No, I can hear you, but yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out everything looks okay, but okay.
When you touched something about it, yes. Okay, let's continue.
Unfortunately, I need to stop, okay? And what I'll do, I'm going to end the broadcast and one sec, okay? And you know what? I appreciate everybody tuning in and, listening to EHOBs, with the Egyptian culture and, Muslim cultures, and educating us over here in the Western world as well. And I will talk to everybody later. Take care. Peace.